Shalom. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah by Hashem Rakah Kwadash. Salutations to all out there. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, those who rule well. All right. Let's get into this article. Multi-millionaire Whole Foods CEO John Mackey claims capitalism is the greatest thing humanity has ever done and says it cannot be replaced by socialism, which impoverishes everything. You know, it says the wicked, they shall speak, he speak wickedly concerning oppression. Let me get that. Speak wickedly concerning oppression. This is Psalms chapter 73, verse 8. It says, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. You know what meaning? Let's look up the word loftily. Imposing of height. You know, yeah, when you're on top of the world and you're the one who's benefiting off of everything, of course you're going to say that that's the best thing ever. Of course you're going to say that. You know, that this right here is just a pure example of who the wicked is. Who Psalm 73rd chapter 73, the 73rd chapter is talking about. It's talking about these Edomites, man. This is a multimillionaire, and this is a person who runs a food industry. Now, really keying in on food should be, you shouldn't be able to capitalize off of the earth growing something natural. You didn't create that. You had no workings into that. That's something that the earth grows naturally, but you're capitalizing off of that. And not only just capitalizing off of that, you made it systematically a certain way where you provide the best services of these foods and you got to come through me for them. Meanwhile, the lands that you harvest these foods from, you're defrauding these people of their labor. Because let's face it, where are they getting the foods and the fruits from? They're getting the foods and the fruits from the land where we were set captives. The sugar cane, the apples, the exotic fruits, whether it be in the West Indies, whether it be in parts of Africa, whether it be in South America, where you had the so-called natives. They just took over and raped, robbed, and murdered the whole land. Then they just sitting here laughing about it and saying, yeah, capitalism was the best thing ever. You know, this is why the Most High is going to destroy this place. Because then you got Jake with the same mind frame that's going to look to capitalize off of it. But the Most High said the earth was, I'm going to get that scripture, was made for all. But I want to read this first. James 5:4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. Right? They're crying because you over here capitalizing off of them. You know, you got them doing all types of stuff, because in South America, especially, they knock down a lot of trees. They got a lot of resources, first of all, but then they knock down a lot of the Amazon forests for what? To actually plan out soybeans, because soy and veganism is like the high commodity, and plus it's cheap, and it's cheap to feed the animals. So they got them doing all that, and then they sell the soy all the way across the world. And then, you know, they got the cacao over there, so they reap and harvest that. And you got different companies that sold in Whole Foods, and Whole Foods have their own brands, in which they go over there and they basically take from it. And them people over there, them farmers over there ain't living their best. They defrauding them. The scriptures say, they defraud them on their labor. This man is a multimillionaire. Meanwhile, you think he's going to break even with them over there laboring? Hell no, he ain't going to break even with them laboring. He only cares about his wealth, and then he's going to speak lawfully about it. This is why the Most High going to bring you. You're going to go into captivity. You're going to know how that feels. You're going to be somebody's slave one day. It says kept back by fraud, okay? Wow, what is fraud? Because when you get into the business of buying and selling straight up and down, you're defrauding somebody. Okay, it says the fraud, destitute, kept back by fraud, because you want to make sure you're getting something cheaper from these people to sell it to more higher to somebody else. So you're not getting it, you're not selling it for what you're getting it for, you know. But the Most High didn't charge you for it. The Most High didn't even charge you for it at all. And the people who's getting it for you ain't even charging you for it. You know what you're gonna hit them off with a few pennies, a few pennies, and then you're gonna speak lawfully about this. You know, back by Freud crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, meaning the Lord of armies. All right, so the Most High is hearing them cries. He hearing the people cry out, and the cries that he's hearing is you Israelites' cries, because he have an ear for Israel, just as he heard in the time of Egypt. When you go on the side of the book of Exodus, he heard their cries because what? They were laboring and being defrauded in their labors. To this very day, you're being defrauded of your labors. Now they're actually taking away your labor with robots now. So you worked hard, you set up a system, but now they're going to have a robot that's going to replace you, because the robot ain't going to cry in the Lord's ears. The robot ain't going to say a damn thing. The robot is just going to keep laboring 24/7. And you see, now you got Tesla doing driverless cars, in which they're going to try to replace the whole delivery industry, whether it be Uber Eats, whether it be taxis, whether it be trucking. They got driverless trucks, some Optimus Prime trucks. You know, they're going to try to conquer the whole industry, even the stocks and all of that stuff. Who you think their analyst now is? It's algorithm, it's robots. So they might have one or two people sitting down watching over this stuff, but nevertheless, it's replacing everybody. The Amazon centers that they're building up. He already did a deal with somebody who got these arms, these robotic arms. So the arms will do the scanning, the arms will do the packaging. There's a lot going on in the back end of technology with this whole plandemic, where it's just set up to defraud you from your labor. And these guys is going to rake in on who you think made all the profits. There was one video I watched where Elon Musk combined with Jeff Bezos, they got a $1.6 trillion net worth. They gained more money during this actual pandemic. Meanwhile, you're losing out. Meanwhile, you're becoming poverty. You're losing your job. You're failing. You're doing bad. Your businesses is shutting down, because small businesses was getting wiped out, whether black or white. They were all getting wiped out. Because at the end of the day, Esau don't give a damn about his own either. Remember, he wants to lock everybody in his system. You know, and then some people that look like so-called white Israelites anyway. So he don't got time to filter through them. He just going to put the pressure on everything. So all of this going on, they're gaining. They're gaining. And then they're presenting like, yeah, you could work for them. But then they got the whole driverless systems and all technology that they invested into. So they're going to replace that for a short set period. Sirach 34:21, the bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. So you're a man of blood. Here it is, you working in nutrition where you sell food, but you over here taking away people's nutrition. You a man of blood. You taking away their life. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him. You're slaying people. You know, you're slaying them. You know, Amazon Go. Let's really get into it, you know, because remember, Whole Foods is now underneath Amazon. If you ain't know, they're underneath Amazon. So let's really talk about that. Here it is. Amazon Go, that replaced what? These cashiers. Yeah, you're not needed, because now I could walk in there. I could pick this up with my account. It takes out of my account. I walk right out of there. You're not needed no more. What you need? One security guard? Man, you don't even need a security guard. I mean, you need somebody who just in case something spill, you know, or back up the systems going. But you still being replaced. You still being replaced. Security guards is being replaced. They got cameras. They got dogs that are walking around. You had one robot that could actually walk around that could do thermal scans. They got more talents than you. Shit, here it is. You come and say, you know, I qualify for this and qualify for that. But this nigga got better talents than you. He was just made. He could see through walls. He could do thermal scans. He could scan faces and tell you this person profile and all of that. You know, you think you figure out. They'll figure out people before you. Because Esau is already setting up this platform. He already got them. He been had them. He just now bringing them out. And it's making sense for him to bring it out now through this pandemic. It's making sense for him to bring it out now when people were hating officers anyway. So if you bias against these here, it's against certain security guards, well, here, we're going to put robots in there because the robots is not going to be biased. You see it all in their movies. All right, it said when defraudeth of let me finish reading this. And he that defraudeth the laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder. So we just talking about in James, defrauding the labor of his hire through what? The means of capitalism. You know, and he's speaking lawfully. And I'm telling you, man. Multi-millionaire Whole Foods CEO John Mackey claims capitalism is the greatest thing humanity has ever done. So that's what he says. He says it's the greatest thing humanity has ever done. You know, let's get into the word with the Lord. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 9. Moreover, the profit, because remember, capitalism deals with profits, right? The advantage, the profit, okay? The profit of the earth is for all. So that's not, capitalism is just for one or a private company or you own this. But the Lord said it's for all. So when we get into power, everybody is going to be, the other nations is going to be good. They're going to have to serve out their sentence, but they're going to be good. And not even just that, the nation of Israel is going to be good. You're not going to have a poor, these guys got poor people of their own nation out here. They got white trash. They got, that's real. Trailer park living, low lives, junkies, drug addicts, begging, poor. They got that here. But they don't care because he get to ride around. The coronavirus not affecting him. He's traveling here. He's traveling there. Nothing. He's gaining because you always got to come to my markets for food. In fact, I get to replace workers, so now I get to save up more money. That's another less person I got to worry about health insurance for. I got to worry about calling out sick or, have to pay this dollar amount to. I don't got to worry about them because Amazon Go. That's at the highest now. And this pandemic is already making it fuel it even better. Because to them, the less people, the less populated it is, the better, because the virus won't attack you. That's their logic behind it. It says, moreover, the profit of earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver. That's why it says that their eyes shall not be satisfied. It says that in the Habakkuk, and it also says in Psalm 73, pretty much that his eyes ain't never satisfied. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity. They're always going to want more. So now they want to chip the people. They're always going to want more power. They're always going to want to take it to another level. They ain't satisfied. He's not just satisfied with being, I'm a multi-millionaire. Let me chill out. Let me cut down my profits. Nah, he's going to want more profits. How he's going to want more? He's already saying he's a multi-millionaire with people still working. And now he's going to take away people's jobs with robots. They're going to bring him more profits because they're going to work more efficiently for people. But he don't got to pay certain workers for that. You see that? And then the system, the technology that he's using, is developed by the same company that you're part of, Amazon. And then once the person develops it, they don't really need them. Because now there's a whole artificial intelligence behind it. So you see how they're not even settled. They're not even okay. He's not even like, yo, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to break even. I'm going to increase it. Nah, y'all need to lose your job now because I need more profits. It was a movie Slovakia. It was an actual old show. I think the Weinberg or the Willenberg, when you watch, it's an old show called The Twilight Zone. And the man replaced everybody with robots. And he eventually got replaced with a robot, which was the funny thing, because he was buying everything, getting everything to replace it with a robot. And the robot replaced him was a funny thing. But that's actually what it is. That's actually what's going to happen. We think he's going to run the companies more efficiently. It's going to be an algorithm. It's going to be artificial intelligence. That's how they're setting up this platform, and it's getting closer and it's getting closer. So let's go more into the mind of the devils. Whole Foods CEO John Mackey has slammed those who criticize capitalism. Multi-millionaire claims socialism is the path to poverty during a Zoom interview. Instead, grocery store boss is calling for business to adopt conscious capitalism and blame progressives for portraying business as inherently corrupt. Yeah, it's inherently corrupt because let's get lamentations. This is what you're doing. 5 and let's start from 1. Remember, O Lord, what is come upon us, consider and behold our reproach. Now, these were the cries of Jeremiah. Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. So you capitalizing off of us losing our inheritance. So you're gonna say that's the best thing ever? That's colonizer talk. You have people work for you for free. That's the best thing ever. That's colonizer talk. Our houses to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless, and our mothers are widows. We have drunken our water for money. But that's cap. That's okay with him. Your water, right? The Most High gave you. You now gotta pay for. It's like somebody having your stuff. They take over your crib. You set this whole house up. They take over your crib, and now every time you walk in the crib, you go in your fridge. That's your fridge, your food. They're like, nah, you gotta pay me now to eat out of it. You know, you like, what the hell? But this is good for him. He's saying this is the best thing. We have drunken our water for money, and our wood is sold unto us. You need to build. You got to go through him to get the wood. That's why I said he shall be the head, you shall be the tail. He shall lend unto thee. You ain't going to lend unto him. He's going to lend unto you with what? He's going to lend unto you with interest. Oh, hell yeah. You need something from this devil. You need a loan. You need anything. You want to start anything. You got to go through this devil. That's why ultimately we say that this system has to be broken down. He ain't no more to fight for this. You Jakes think you gonna fight for equality. These are the curses are set in stone, bruh. Ain't no way around these curses. The Most High had made it that way because we went off. Man. All right. And now we're getting this way out. But Jake want to still fight to be made equal when the Most High is going to break down the whole barrier of this system. We don't need to be made equal. It says, our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest, because that's capitalism. You keep working. You keep working for them. No matter what you're doing, no matter if you own your own, you still working for them, because you're working to own your own, to do a deal with you're always doing that. Your contracts, if you start anything, it's always through them. You're working, you're paying them. They're eating off of you before you even see a dollar. They eating off of you automatically. And this is why we say we got to get out of this society. And Jake want to fight for this. What are you fighting for? You see, you're going to go through in order for you to fight, you're going to cry on their platforms, on their TV, and their lawyers, and you're going to have to go. And guess what? Guess what you get out of it? Nothing. You get nothing out of it. You get we got a president that we chose. You didn't even choose a president. We presented you with this president. We presented you with these choices. Hey, man. It says, we have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. See? So, let's get this. Verse 8, servants have ruled over us. There is none that doth deliver us out of their hand. And that's it. That's it. We got our bread with the peril of our lives, with the danger of your lives, because of the sword of the wilderness. Right? So, man, servants is ruling over us. All right? But this is capitalism. This is capitalism. He said the greatest thing humanity has ever done. But this don't mean nothing to Jake, because Jake is still concerned about doing memes and Nate Robinson and this and that. But at the end of the day, man, the energy that the spirit is pushing out there is allowing us to know that this is the wicked, and this is why the society got to be crumbled. Socialism has been tried 42 times in the last 100 years, and 40. They talking about socialism and all that, but the Most High he has something. All right, and there's gonna be a dictatorship when he come back. We've told a bad narrative. We have let the enemies of business and the enemies of capitalism put out a narrative about us that's wrong. It's inaccurate and doing tremendous damage to the minds of young people. He said, until we get this corrected, capitalism is always good, always going to be disdained and criticized and attacked. It'll be attacked for its motivations because its motivations are seen as somehow impure. Yes, of course, business has to make money. Right. So basically, it's not impure if your business is making money, because it has to make money. but your business is off of sin. Let's face it. Let's face it. Let's be honest how you got all these resources, all these exotic foods, with the sword. We're conquering these lands, putting pressure on these lands, colonizing these lands. Now you own it, and then you sell it to the people for super duper high profits. And through business, that's okay. Same thing with the hair business. You chopping people hair off. They're inmates. Who cares? They're in jail. Let's just chop their hair off. Who cares? They're actually cutting females' hair off in India who's in jails or China is in jail or impoverished, and they get it for them for a little bit of money, and then they sell it to you, Jakes, over here for $300, $400, or you guys get a hand of it. It's all sin. It's all wicked. It's all wicked because, goddamn, you just chopped over somebody's head, gave him like $20, $40, and that might be a lot for them to eat for the time, but then you going 30, 300 times your money, bang somebody over here because of what? What are you capitalizing off of? The black woman can't grow her hair too long. So then you're going to capitalize off of her what? Off of basically her curse. So that's a sad ass thing, man. I'm going to capitalize off of your curse. They want their hair to be long. It's naturally they're going to want that. Because they should. The glory of woman is her hair. But you just capitalize $5,000, all of this. Oh, you're Brazilian, that. And then they got all the celebrities wearing it, and they want to be like them, so they feel down. So this is just showing you what the capitalism is. Supply and demand. These are all for people weaknesses. These are all for people losses or not being able to have. Whole Foods, because everything is organic, everything is natural over there, so people gonna go to you because you got everything that things that the normal store doesn't sell. Healthier choices, more fresh cut. They cut the meats fresh. The animals are grass fed as it's supposed to be. So the lack of that, because the whole world is effed up, we gotta go travel all the way to you, and then you just talk about how good capitalism is. Because you able to benefit off of our loss, off of our lack. This is dealing with food, bro. This is dealing with food that grow out the earth. Because we're not able to grow any of that. You just capitalize off of that. We putting these little freaking hubs here, little pocket holes inside of damn buildings stacked up on top of each other. Can't grow a damn thing. You can't even grow a freaking nothing damn grows over here, man. And they just man, let's just capitalize off that. It said instead he suggests business culture needs to evolve to avoid the socialists taking over, which I'm not on socialist capitalists out. Hey, we on the Most High is coming to just put this place out and establish it under a righteous order. All right, because everybody's gonna have a portion of a land. You don't just take over all the land. It says woe unto him who joineth house to house. Let me see. Woe to him who join house to house. Because this is, you ever play the game Monopoly? That's what Monopoly is about. Isaiah 5:8. Woe unto them that join house to house. That's wicked. See, because that's called monopolizing. Capitalism is also about monopolizing. Because when you own and you have your hand in everything, you're able to capitalize and benefit off of it. That lay field to field. So you got fields in South America. You got fields over here. You got this type of field, that type of field. You growing this, you growing that. They growing kale, mushroom, this, that. And then in Whole Foods, some of the Whole Foods, they got the freaking the joint growing inside the damn store. That's they got some stuff growing in the store. So they're joining land field to field because they owning different portions of the land till there be no place. Meaning you ain't even got no land no room to even buy no land. Then you buy some land over there, right? But then you got to know that if the land could even grow certain things. Because these devils know certain portions of the land which grows. They know certain dirt that's bad areas. That they got the areas next to the reservoirs where the water is flowing in the mountains. They know where it's going to be a good growth. Just by nature. you know. But in some of the areas that's not, they build and put water things, but they got the money to do all that. It says that they may be placed alone in the midst of the earth. So, you know, it's a woe unto that, man. So capitalism, you're talking about capitalism. Capitalism is wicked as hell according to the scriptures. You know, especially with you devils. Now, when we get into power, we're gonna actually benefit off of unrighteousness because we're actually this is going better the earth. Look at the state of the earth over capitalism. You taking all the oil, you're fighting over oil. This is their mind frame. What do you think they're over there warring in the Middle East and beefing over in the Middle East over resources? Because we want to control all the oil. South China Sea, we want to control the flow. The Silk Road, we want to control that area. That's what capitalism. He that is greedy of gain, trouble of his own house. That's what capitalism does. So you really think that's gonna be y'all downfall? You see, but like I said, when we control it, everybody is gonna benefit off because everybody's gonna have a portion of their land. These nations gonna have a portion of their land. This nation is gonna have a portion of their land. This nation gonna have a portion of their land. You know, and they're gonna bring resources. Thus saith the Bible, because Jerusalem is gonna be appraised. And at the end of the day, the Lord made the world for Israel's sake in general. But nevertheless, the other heathen will benefit still off of it. You know, they're just going to have to be underneath the order of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and these law, statutes, and commandments. And they're going to have to operate as such because this is what's going to keep the earth on the highest vibration. You know, here throughout the whole capitalism, the earth is dying off. Bees is dying. You know, you're talking about capitalizing, but the animals is damn near dying. One damn white rhino left. You know, scarce on finding honeybees. Millions of bees are just dropping dead. You know, but you don't give a shit because as long as the pockets is being filled up, you don't care. You know, the animals is being dying. People are getting sick from the animals because they just being pumped up with all types of stuff. But hey, so what? Just pump it up. Let's make it faster so we can sell it. You know, man, the hell with this place, man.